Well, that should be. Why ain't this working? I think it is working. Okay. Let's get this stuff up here. I've been meaning to do this for a few days because geez, there's no end to it around here. The early squad? Yeah. That's not what I want. I need like 8 shelves here. Really, I gotta get out in the shed and cut up some lumber and make this place work better. You get to a point where it's just, you know, a pile. Just, there is no organization here. It's a heap. I gotta work on that. Why did I number these? Oh, for Christ's sakes. Damn it. Alright, I'll just make sure I don't screw them up. What's everybody doing? We got Clay Scott, Lincoln Central, Corey W, Cindelicious, how are you? I got your... Oh, I moved your stuff to the back pile, the back heap, because the back heap is stuff that's sold. Yeah, but packing is the next thing. I usually do, I spend most of Sundays just packing stuff up. And there's Hidden, let's see, where's Penny Pitcher? Penny Pitcher was saying, hey, get over here. There's Bill J. Bill J's got a new video up. He found like everything. So just give up on coin roll hunting because I think Bill J found it all. Seriously. He's a machine. Progress. Progress? If you measure progress by height of the heap, I'm making progress, man. Do you have a 2018 silver proof Kennedy hat? Not anymore. I had one. But there was an incident with that. No, I don't have one available. I did, but Lemonhead will have one shortly. He probably want like $6 at least. You'll have to get a hold of him. Good morning, this chef. Oh, let me see if we can raise this up. There we go. We can get some logo and garbage in there. Okay, where the hell's my glove? People send me coins. They send them to me. Can you look at this? Yeah. I charge them $5 and look at it. Tell them what I think. Well, sometimes you get some neat stuff. Sometimes you get some, well, it's nothing. Sorry. And sometimes you get some stuff that just beats me. I got one here that beat me. Dude, I got 8 hours looking at one coin. I am stumped on it. Calling some help. Show pictures, talk about it. We did math on this. Just, it ain't working. Let me set this right here because it's neat to look at. Okay. How many we got here? Where's the proof sheet? One moment. Okay, these come from Ginger. Ginger's under 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 coins. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. How come? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 4, 8, 12. Is that right? 13, 14, 15. So somehow she gained some coins. I'm not sure how that worked. Huh. I thought I laid them out right. Might be those quarters. Yeah, we'll look at this. Okay, this is her stuff, what she sent in. So, what I wanted to do was, I've been meaning to do this for a few days, but I've been napping. I go for a while, then I just sleep for like 4 days. You know, hump for a few days, and then I sleep for 4 days. It's my way. What can I tell you? So, like crap, what's this? Nothing. Okay, we're going to look at her stuff and see exactly what it is, what I found, what she was asking about, and do the report. Okay, the first thing on the list is a 1941 cent. And let me clean this off. Go on, get. Oh, got it. No problem. Everything's under control. There's Lemonhead. Pamela Lynn's here. Native Chicks. Okay, 1941 penny. Let's see what we got. Where are ya? Let's see if the scope works. Yes, it does. Now, she sent this in with a question about it, but I have no listing as far as what she was asking about. So all I can do is give it a good, hard look. I mean, check out everything. Okay, we can pull the scale up, too, just to give that extra confirmation. You gotta excuse me, I had a couple of burritos there. Oh, it's coming back up. There's Lewds. Okay, scale works. Because that's going to be important a little bit later. We got this weird one. It's tough. Okay, what's this little note? Nothing there. Okay, 1941 penny. We've got what I found. I found a very fine coin with scratches. I found no die varieties. There is a lamination peel on the reverse. This is that penny. Is it a candidate for certification? Negative. I would give it a low value. Very fine with scratches. It's good for about 4 cents. Let's look at that peel. There we go. And you're going to find this going down from the start, from right up here at Unum. All of this is lamination. Now she got some scratches over here, but a pretty minor, and I think that one might be a scratch. We'll get in there and take a look. But this is all lamination peel. So she's got an error. Now, what's the difference between an error and a die variety? Right? There you go. The die variety is the design. And the die variety is going to repeat. If you have a die variety, there'll be, 20,000 of the darn things. But an error is specific to that particular coin. It's either the way it was made or the planchet or whatever happened to that coin to create an error. Okay, but what you have here, this is a lamination. You see the peeling is coming up. It extends into the rim. Let's see, yeah, there's a scratch. That's not too bad for a scratch, really. Okay, and the lamination crosses some of the devices here. And you always see laminations are in a straight line. Because the way they produce these planchets, this is all lamination, all these little bits. The way they produce a lamination, they start with a copper bar and they roll it back and forth. Each time they roll it, it gets a little thinner. I mean, they got these massive presses and rollers. So if you have a problem in that bar with the copper, right? Lamination is an issue with the alloy. It's not properly bonding. So when you stretch out that copper bar into this long strip, I mean, it's going to be, 500 feet long. They got to coil it at one point. That little blemish extends, becomes linear, right? But it has a direction. It might be, northeast, southwest. In this case, it's, due north, due south. But this is the result. Okay, what else do we have on this? Okay, notes. A, coin shows wear consistent with very fine. B, there are heavy contact marks with deep scratches in the left wheat ear. There's your left wheat ear. Yep, there's your scratches. And the big one down the bottom. There you go. That's a bit hefty. But for the grade, it's not awful. But for the coin, man, it kind of happens. You see that. Okay, there you go. You have some more lamination across the N and of. And see how linear these are? These are laminations. Okay, center and bottom, as well as through the E and cent. That's that lower one and the upper one. Yeah, those are scratches, these thin lines. Well, they don't really change anything about the value of the coin. It's still good for, a nickel. But with the lamination, maybe it's good for $1. Not much more. Is it worth it to certify? It's going to cost you, 30, 40 bucks to send that in, insure it, ship it back, and pay the certification company. Say, oh, it's a lamination error. And then you have a coin that's, going to market for $1. Not a candidate for certification. Okay, we have B. There are heavy contacts marked with these scratches. Okay, C. There's a spot of verdigris right behind Lincoln's head, which is that bit right there. It's not too bad. It really doesn't add or detract to the coin. It certainly doesn't add to it, but it's not quite big enough to detract. But it's in there. It's just corrosion getting going on the copper. Okay, die. The date shows die deterioration on top of the 4. And, well, you can just about see that. That's tricky, but it's not a double die. Let's see. Bottom of the first one shows a contact mark, which is right in there. This is what I suspect she was trying to send in. See, I don't have an instruction on why she sent this in, so I got to check everything. But this is die deterioration above the 4, above the 1. Okay, what's wrong with the date? Maybe it looks like doubling because you got a contact mark. Let's see, top of ST and Trust. We got some damage in there. That's consistent with a roller machine. There you go. And again, you get a little more dye deterioration. See little horns on the T. I was thinking you're close to my age. 23 watching, only 10 likes. Smash the like. Why not? It'd be fun. Okay. Bottom of the one, top of the ST. Yeah. Some letters in EPU show flattening from where? Let's find EPU. There you go. EPU, you can get some doubling. You get some double dyes on here. But it'll make them look thicker, especially at the bottom of the U's, the bottom of the L's. You got to take a look at those dots. Right over here, that U looks kind of thicker, but really it's just flattened out. It's not doubling. Okay, that's what I see there. Notes D, E, F, and G can suggest doubling. I suspect this is why the coin was submitted. I see no double dye varieties on this coin. I, reverse, presents planchet lamination with the strongest areas from the U in unum, extending south through the edge of the coin. Okay, we covered that. Several areas are peeled, like up at the top and down here at the bottom. There you go. The lamination distorts some of the devices in 1 cent states in America. J, this is like the conclusion part. The wear and damage reduced market value to a few cents. A lamination error offers some relief, but in my opinion, this coin has a market value of no more than $1. Okay, so there's that one. We'll put that back over here. Move on to the next. If I can find my way here. I gotta blow my nose real quick. Forgive me, just one moment. Here, you can look at my property taxes while I blow my nose. There you go. Ta-da. When's that due? Screw it. No need to pay that. Okay, got a 1983 penny. She was looking at it as a DDR number 1. Now, though that nomenclature suggests Konica designation, but this is not a match for Konica. So let's go through, play it by the numbers here. Okay, 1983 leak, and the condition is AU on this. Here's the scope. I've got almost uncirculated, or about uncirculated. Great shape. You got plenty of luster on there. It qualifies as red to red-brown, and I would probably side with red. Okay, you see the little pimples all over the thing. That's plate blistering. Okay, dye variety, I found none. Error, none found. Value, it's worth face value. Let's have a look at the back where she was asking about the double dye. Number 1 is going to be presenting over here at 1 cent. But I don't see a trace of doubling and nothing at all consistent with Konica designation number 1. Okay, let's see if we can make that focus. Here we go. There's 1, O-N-E. I don't see dye deterioration. I suspect she had some lighting issue when she was inspecting this coin originally. Okay, but to get right in, I also want to check out, I mean, just as close in as you can on these corners. All right, tops, bottoms, and I've got no hint of doubling anywhere on this coin. Check out the FG. You got some dye wear on this. Oh, the end of the R is a great spot to look at it, and the tips of the S. But I got no doubling, nothing in EPU. Right, I'm a little flat over here. All right, in this area right in here, we're a little bit flat, and a lot of this is just a weaker strike because the metal was taken up with the vest on the other side of the coin. This usually will present over here or on the of, but it could be either side, and that's why you have these flattened legs. The E looks rather thick, but it's just flat. That's all that is. But you can see there's no evidence of doubling anywhere across this coin. Let's have a look at the little man here. He's a regular little fellow. There he is. The planters are straight. The floors and ceilings are straight. We gave this thing a pretty thorough look over, but I see no evidence of doubling. Okay, A, coin shows wear and toning consistent with about uncirculated condition and is free of noteworthy issues or damage. The holder, that's where it comes from, because she sent these in little plastic holders, list DDR001, which I can find no evidences of. And I say, I find no evidence of dye doubling on this coin. Let's see, C, STA in states and E and EPU show distortion as a result of a weak strike. This may be the cause of the mislabeling. Okay, well it does look thicker, but it's not really thicker. D, this is a common date, lightly circulated zinc cent with no remarkable features. Okay. Let's have a look at the front ones we're here. Here's Metalhead. Hot for teachers. There we go. There's Lincoln. Now you got some MD going on here under his nose. Okay, and on the back of the ear. Let's see if we can get a shadow on that. That might be a trick. Just to get some shadow. Just a bit of MD is all. But the rest of the coin, there's no evidence of doubling. Or at least not die doubling. Let's have a look at the date. You can find some of the doubling on some of the 80s in particular. You have a big fat 8. It'll be kind of be shoved over to the right side, or the tails of the 9, maybe the 3 or the 7. There we go. Liberty. That is as straight and tight and right as it could get. Yeah, we'll have a look at In God We Trust. Ain't nothing to see here, folks. It's in great shape. It's not a dog, but I find no evidence of doubling or varieties or anything significant. Number 3 here, we got a 1939 Jefferson nickel. Let's zoom out. I got another set of coins to look at after this. Okay, we got a 1939 Jefferson nickel, as you can see right here. I grade this at VF20. Now, it does have some marks on it, some contact marks, in particular above his head. And this is, this is noteworthy. Okay, another one on his. This is not so bad. This one at the top of the head. That'll get you details of what would be graded. I just lost my view. Let me move this. I need like a 5 times bigger desk. I know how to make it. Okay, we got a few rim dings, but they're fairly minor. But I give it VF20. Okay, let's have a look at the other side. There you go. And the contact marks are consistent with the grade. He pays chat no attention. I try to pay attention to the chat. I get to talking. Right now I got these notes and stuff. Okay, die variety, none found. Error, none found. Value, I give it low value. I mean, you're talking, a quarter. Candidate for certification, no. Notes, the coin shows wear consistent with very fine. Very fine 25 on the obverse, very fine 20 on the reverse. Okay, so you get a net, would be the lower of the two, which would be very fine 20, but you do have a lot of contact marks. It's a scratch and scratch, but the big one above the head. The best you could get would be VF20 details, and I mean, you get a 25-cent coin. There is a noticeable scratch on top of the head, a light rim ding on the reverse at 10 o'clock. Let's find that. That's it right there, that little hump. Okay. Some larger contact marks on the dome. There you go. That's those dark spots. Those are just, pits. Something smacked it real good. There is some evidence of mechanical doubling in the bottoms of the letters of Liberty, but circulation strikes have preclude confirmation. That doesn't make sense. I'll check the spelling on that. Might have to type it again. Let's find Liberty. There we go. We'll go in deep. Have a good hard look. And you're looking for a little bit of mechanical doubling. Just a touch, just a tiny bit, and you're going to see that right here. L-I-B-E-R-T-Y. Over in the T-Y, this is where it starts to show up. And that's just a little bit of MD. These are just tiny little flat shells. That's it. And the date is right and tight. And you get a bit of a contact mark on the side of the one. And what was she looking for? I'll have to find that. 1939 nickel. Nothing on her sheet. Must be on the holder. Okay. Which one's the 39 nickel? Should be this one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1939. She has DDO listed on the holder, which I see no evidence of it. It's probably the mechanical doubling on the date that draw that conclusion. I mean, it's an okay nickel. There's nothing remarkable about it, however. And we can look at the rest of the features and we just don't see it. Let me put him face up. Let's look at his nose and face and eyes and mouth and stuff. Good and sharp. We've got no notches, no extra thickness. Okay, there's that big one. Yeah, that's not so bad. It's not going to kill it. There is no evidence of die doubling, no splits or rifts, no extra thickness. C, whoa, whoa, whoa. I got D, A, B, C, D, then back to C. I'm going to have to retype these. Always check your work. Okay, this is what the report looks like. No, I'll just write the whole thing up. Okay, inside the rim of the bottom of the reverse shows some splitting of the metal of the planchet. Rim of the bottom of the obverse. Let's look at that. And maybe the area, because I did this 2-3 days ago. Inside the rim of the bottom of the obverse. There you go. Shows some splitting of the metal of the planchet. It may be a lamination or it may be the result of impact. Either way, the issue is too minor to add value or importance to the coin. And you're looking at, this is tough to see. You're looking at it right in here. It's kind of wrinkly. This is the only area, the only spot that I see. Okay, right here. Is that a lamination? If it is, well, there's the number 9 for comparison. You're talking a millimeter's worth. It doesn't add anything to the coin. Here's Cheryl. Okay, where has obliterated the stairs, making it possible to determine reverse die variety. Here's the stairs, because you can look at the the way the stairs are shaped will tell you if it's type 1 or type 2, but there are no stairs. Okay, is it the reverse of 1939? I gotta have stairs to determine that, and it's not available. It may be, okay, where is it? This is a heavily circulated coin with damage and no remarkable features. That's what that is. Let's have a look up here. There you go, Monticello. Okay. Good coin. Not too screwed up. Just a little bit of little scrape and contusion here and there is all. This one give me a whole lot of trouble. Okay, this is a 1955, and she's asking, is it D over S? Well, let's look at the whole coin first. She's in pretty good shape. You've got some, just a little bit of woody grain on there. All right, that's a 1955. Let's flip her over and take a look. There's D. And that's going to give us some trouble. We'll have a look in there. Above the dome, or above the, the roof. This is just some doo-doo. I didn't actually write doo-doo in there. Monticello, 5 cents. And, these are pretty minor contact marks. They're not too bad. All right. Now this one, we got about a page just on this one. Is this a D over S? Oh, God, this was tough. Let's get in there and look. Okay, if you see it, you let me know. All of the D over S's depend on the north and the south of the coin, and also up in the upper left. There is one variety that has a deep wear line right above the D, which this one has. That's die deterioration was what you see. Okay, we got the coin shows wear consistent with very fine. The rim is heavily worn above Liberty. There are some larger contact marks in the dome. Is the right one? Yeah, 1955. Those are contact marks. Yeah, okay, they're not too bad. Coin shows evidence of die deterioration on both sides with flow lines above the head and around the mint mark. There's your mint mark. Okay, owner lists the coin as a possible OMM, D over S. And by God, this one's tough. But we have to look at the location of the mint mark, right? And you're locating it depending on left, right, based on that corner, and the height above the building, the distance from the building, also the twist, the slope of that mint mark. And I have no match. Now, right up here, you see the point. Okay, this is die deterioration. You got, if we can make this out, you got flow lines, radial flow lines all around the coin. Okay, you can look at the bottoms of these letters, and I've got die deterioration coming in. They're just getting washed out. Okay, I get a little bit of MD here and there. on the M, for example. But all around the coin, I got evidence of a worn die. Okay, let's have a look at this mint mark. The mint mark's tough. You see that little bit just above the mint mark, just a little bump on the top. Yeah, a lot of them look like that, but you have to also look at the size of that little bump and how far across it goes. And I mean, I had this just under as much magnification power as I possibly could. Right, but I can't call that an S. I'm not able to make a determination if that's an S. Okay, with all the, well, I've got a bunch of damage. I've got, well, not a bunch of damage, the bits in the dome, for example. Standard contact marks, these things. What is that, lint? Where's my lighter? That's how you get rid of lint. Bill J, it's about Ken's channel, not yours. Bill J pretty much posts whatever he likes. Yeah, if you want to, promote your channel, by all means, go for it. Because who are you going to promote it to otherwise, except for people already here? You guys are chatting. Tear it up. Okay, now on the left of the D, I've got a gradual rise in the metal. Okay, I compared these two double dies. I have no match. Right, I looked at OMMs. I have no match. I've checked Wexler. I've checked copper coins. Of course, you get nothing on copper coins or nickels. Let's see, Konica. What's that other one? Crawford. And I cannot get a match. Now, I can't line up the bump on the top. I'm going to need to shave that thing down. I can't match that bump up at the top and get an S, right, to line up on the side of the D. Left side of the D, to me, looks like it's die wear. Okay, I think it's probably sharp enough. Bill J needs subs. Yeah, looks no problem, Cheryl. And subscribe to Cheryl while you're there. Subscribe to each other. Okay. Now that top, remember how I say you got the wings? If I turn that sideways, what do I have? I got wings. Okay, the metal's flowing in, hits the D, flows into the D, flows out. And I've got a difference in the flow on the outside of the D, which would be up here, on the inside of the D, which is right there. And you have this sharp edge. But just beyond that, right up here, the corner, well, it should be a corner, but it's round. That's die deterioration. That's the difference in the flow of the metal that missed the D and the metal that went into the D. But looking at everything out there, I checked Konica, okay? It's not a match for number 1. It's not in the right position. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. The position's good, but the specimen lacks a serif, right? Because there would be on Konica number 5 a serif if it was an S. You're looking for an S serif above the D. Is that the sharpen edge? Yeah, okay, that's as sharp as we're going to get. Also, the little hump doesn't go to the right far enough, but it's not a match for number 5. Number 6, the flow lines are not a match. Number 7 is not a match at all. Number 8, position and tilt. Right? Number 8, it's like, tilted over. Not a match. Number 9, not a match at all. 10, 11, and 12, it's in the wrong position. And it's not a match. So I'm not able to confirm this. This is E. I'm not able to confirm this as D over S. A small bit of bright metal over the top of the D is not a match for any known OMM or RPM. Because I also looked at, all the known D over Ds. I'm not getting it. A lacks a serif, does not have the reach expected by an S. There are no die markers due to the wear of the specimen. The low angle shows the anomaly could very well be the result of contact rather than RPM or OMM. And for that, you're looking at, let's see if I can get that in. Like something just surreptitiously struck that mint mark right on the top and flatten it out. Right, but there you can see these lines beautifully here. That's what I'm talking about, the die wear. But did something hit it? Maybe, but I can't confirm that as a match for any known die variety. Okay, The die deterioration offers die markers, but no known listings are a match. Let's get that back in and try to focus it again. Okay, is it something new? I can't call this an RPM, and it does not come across as an OMM to me. I'm at the limits of magnification. Now, there's a thing. I should be able to, with the magnification that I have available, I should be able to identify that if it was a known variety. And if it was not a known variety, I should have enough power of magnification to determine if it's, an unknown variety. And then, document the darn thing. All that for $5. What will you do if someone sends you 100? I'll look at 20. That's it. So, pretty much, I have no answer, but it's not favorable. Okay, this is where's home? Home. There you go. There's a report just on the one. Okay, coin 1955 Jefferson nickel, VF20. No die variety found. No error. Value is low. Less than $1 or $2. Candidate for certification? No. And then, of course, all the notes we run through it. Yeah, that's what you get for $5. So I've got nothing on that one. But I gave it as much as I had. I just found a dime that is a proof 83S. Outstanding, Harold. You get them every now and then. They're few and far between, but you will find them. Okay, I got a 68S. Home. Hello. Oh, there it is. Let's find the. I'm going to reset the focus again. Every single time. I need like an autofocus. 68S. Real good shape here, right? You can have a look. You'll see it. Yeah. It's got a lot of original luster. You got a few minor blemishes here. Oh, little contact marks. These aren't enough to really mention at all. I've got the lightest bit of wear across the cheek, across the hair, especially right around where does he have an ear? Yeah, that's actually his ear right there on the bottom. But right here, I've got just the finest bit of wear. It is AU every bit. I've got this as AU 50. Here you got wear on the stairs, and again some fine contact marks. You know where the lint's coming from? It's coming off the cotton. I wonder if I can delint these. Well, that worked terribly. Okay. I'll put some cat hair on it. Okay. She's asking, what was she asking? The 68. She says, is it an S over S? Okay, you got some discoloration here. That's all that is. It disappears once you get it's just a splash of soda or some darn thing. Okay, die variety. I have none found. She's asking you about the mint mark in particular. So let's look at that. And we'll make that face up. Oh, where's face up? That's face up. All right, what do we got? You see anything? Kinda. You want to see it, don't you? If you look in the center, just below the center, just below it, see a little line. Now, that's actually the downward hump of the seat of the mint mark. The mint mark is a punch. If you figure something like the tip of an eraser, right, where an S has been carved in and it stands out. So when you punch it into the die, it leaves the imprint in the die. And then when you make the coin, it'll be raised. Now, this little thingy, it's going to exactly reflect the S, right? Because this is going to be, not InQ. So this is going to be raised. The die is depressed, and then the coin is raised. But it's got a bottom, right? You got the S, and then you have, below the S. That's called the seat, right? And I can't. Can I point to this? Oh, I got to do it over here. So what you have there is a raised area. And I could probably pull this off and get in here and have a look. Can I do this? Hello? Let's see. This can be a trick because I'm trying to get in there and focus on the inside of a mint mark. This is the limit of my equipment. So I got to get better equipment for sure. I'm going to keep doing this. Okay, there's FS. We're close. It's a normal S. Oh man, that's tough. And we're looking at a 0.5 millimeter here. Let's see if I can go in from this angle and stabilize it. I'm gonna have to move it out. When I get into the very small, I'm at the limits of my abilities on this equipment. There we go. Now you look at this thing from all angles, and if it's a S over S, I want to see, you know, secondary raised metal, which I don't see here. On the inside, that's the seat. Can I find it again? I've lost it. What am I looking at here? That's his head. Must be over here. It's gone. There you go. On the inside of that, that's what I want to see. I'm not able to identify that as an S over S. That's about as close as I can get. But you see, there's the difference in height in the center of the S versus the field. Because it's a deeply punched mint mark. You're enjoying your online company at Cheryl. Let me set this back up. Let's get this back in focus and we'll look at the rest of the coin. So it's not an RPM. But that raised seat is deceiving. I want to see, you know, I see slits in the serif. I want to see raised metal similar heights to the S. And that just, well, it wants to be, but it's not. Let's see if I can move it through the plane of focus without it sliding down. There we go. That's what you're looking at. And that bit below the S, that's just dye deterioration. It's a small amount. But it's not a doubled mint mark. It's not a repunched mint mark. There we go, 1968. Liberty looks nice and tight. Let's find some more. Okay, variety found, none, error, none, value, face value. It's in great shape, right? But it's 68S. I made a bazillion other darn things. It's got full luster. Okay, keep it until you get a better one, because there's nothing wrong with this, right? Okay, coin is in about uncirculated condition with original luster. Where in the steps puts it at AU53. We can look at those steps here. Has some discoloration on the reverse. Ownerless S over S. The mint mark is deeply seated but shows no characteristics of being a repunched mint mark. All known 68S RPMs are found on proof issues. That's like the big one right there. This is a lightly circulated coin with no remarkable features. Okay. Now she's going to probably come back and ask questions once I give her the report here. Okay, next one up is the 46. There it is. Let's put this on the bottom so I don't lose it. Did I put the first page over there? Yeah, let's keep these in order because I didn't put page numbers on it. Okay, 46 Jefferson Nickel XF. That one. There you go. Looks like this. Pretty decent shape for a 46. All right, you can have a look. You got a few minor contact marks, but nothing too distracting. Nothing too, too incredible. Nothing that's going to kill it. A little bit of a hit right here. That's pretty minor. All right, you almost have some steps here. You got a couple, 3 steps starting to show. All right, that gets it XF. And what was she asking on that one? 46. She just sent it with no question. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be this one. Oh, DDR. She's asking if it's a DDR. Well, let's get in there and have a look. This guy is extremely fine. Coin is in an XF condition, but has damage on top of the head, condition consistent with a coin rolling machine. Yep, there it is. Can you see this line right here? That is from a coin rolling machine, or it's consistent with it anyway. Okay, holder is labeled DDR. Coin presents mechanical doubling on bottom of the building, the right of the dome, and the letters of Monticello. This is an older coin in better condition, but with damage. Displays MD and no other remarkable features. Let's get in there and take a look at what we see. And you tell me what you see. Okay, right there. You see some bit of a, oh, it looks like an extra edge, right? These are flat shelves right in here. Let's go around the whole darn thing. You should see some at the bottom. Okay, Monticello. I could probably work on the zoom. Just let's bring that in a little closer. Sometimes you get too much magnification. You need to back out and get a look. There you go. So pretty much working, you know, go from way out to way in. There you go. Now let's look at the letters. I've got a flat shelf on the lefternmost side. A lot of these. It's medium height. It's not the same relief as the regular letters. The letters are not thicker than normal. The regular thickness has been squished on one side, which is why I'm calling this MD, especially on the bottoms here. Let's have a look at the rest. Here you get into some die wear. You always get this on the nickels. Nickels are pretty hard metal, so you get it all around the letters sometimes. Let's have a look at America. Let's start over here so we can see it left to right. And towards the outer edge of the coin, you have, you know, just kind of wearing out. It's where the metal's moving the fastest. You get more wear at the edge. But I see no evidence of die doubling. There you go. You got almost a full step on the top. Oh, a third of the second one, and just bits of a couple more. I love women, all of them. They just don't love me. Sorry to hear it, man. Okay, that's the 1946. Next up, 1946, 58D. She was asking, is it a D over D? Well, let's have a look. Oh, let's start up here. Work your way out. I see. Condition is fine. Now, once you get to about fine, it starts getting really hard to identify die varieties. Thank you, Pamela. I'm looking for a sugar mama. So if you're interested, send a, you know, your financial statement to my email. All right. And if you have a personal housekeeper already in place, great. If you don't have that, you know your way around a 6.2 liter diesel? You know, maybe we can work something out. Okay, we got a 1958 in fine condition. You see general wear across just about everything. All right, this guy has some spots here and there. As you can see, the rim is in great shape. So to get a little tight in over here. Get into the letters. 1958, let's look at the back real quick. Here you go. Nothing for steps, they're about gone. I got a bit of contact here and there, some bigger contact marks. General wear. Here's a mint mark, so we'll get in there and take a look at that. Let's see, coin shows considerable wear with the rim starting to fade and the letters of IGWT. There is noticeable die deterioration on both sides. On the obverse are several green spots, as well as evidence of MD. Owner lists the coin as D over D. Mint mark is right side up and shows no splits or rips. Let's look at that mint mark. And we're looking for splits, but what I've got is die deterioration. It's going to be radial, okay? Follow from where I have it. I'm going to go to the center of the coin. That's going to be the general direction of my flow, okay? If I turn that, I'm going to see flow lines are usually going to reflect this same direction, okay, right from the center of the coin. I got the center right around that, let's see if we can find it. Right around here is going to be the center of the building. There's your dome on the top. Oh, you got that little triangle above the building, above the door. That's about the center of the coin. But the mint mark's what we want to see. It's tilted upright. Okay, I got some die wear on the left side, a little bit on the right. Okay, where'd we go? We lost it. 58D. Mint mark is the right side up and shows no splits or rips. It's not matched for any known RPM. I see no evidence it is an RPM. The heavy die deterioration on the west and east sides may be the reason for the submittal. It's a well-circulated common date coin with no remarkable features. But I can see why right here. She said, oh, it's an RPM. It's die deterioration. It's tricky. It looks like it's doubled, but it's a metal flowing into the device and out of a device, where it stretches that design element and mimics the design element. So you think, oh, it's RPM, but it's not. You don't see an RPM? No. We can get in and try to, I'm going to raise up the zoom just a bit so I can tilt the coin and move it through the plane of focus, I think, because that'll give me a different look. There you go, that's flat, but if I lift the coin, I move it through the plane. And there you go. You can see now that the alleged doubling is lower than the top of the mint mark. If it's an RPM, it can be lower. You know, they kind of sunk the RPM and wasn't good enough. They did it someplace else. But here it's right at the surface of the fields. So that's not an RPM. I wish it was. It's a package for my stream, says Harold. Okay, next up, let me blow my nose again. Where's my taxes? One moment. There we go. Now you can have me back. 64D. No, what's this one? What's this one? Yeah, 64D number one. There's two 64Ds. Number one. Okay, what we got? Let's see what we got. Come on. Here you go. What do you see? I can see a 1964D with a moderate wear. Not too bad on this side. Looks pretty good. I don't see much for detracting features. There's some contact marks. There is some original luster here. I bet you we're going to see stairs on the back side. Let's look. We might be real close. Without the stairs, I don't give it XF. So I give this one VF. Some moderate contact marks. Okay. Nickels usually are kind of soft and detailed in here anyway. As the mint mark, we'll look at that shortly. The rim looks fairly sound. A little discoloration. Something going on over here that wants to be looked at. All right. Something going on down here. We'll look at the edge of that coin. Okay, what do we got? VF condition, die variety, minor die chips. Ooh, good, we got something. What did she send that in for? 64D, 2D nickels. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 8. Now I've got nothing on the holder. Okay, that's what I have to go on. There's no writing. There's nothing listed. So I have to find out if I can see anything and make it up as I go, because I'm not answering a specific question for her. But I do have some interesting things going on around the rim. Now, first off, let's look at the mint mark. See anything at all here? That's a decent mint mark. Well struck, well defined. Not really worn out. It's clear. There's no RPM. There's nothing special about the mint mark. Okay, the rest of the letters look just fine. I got some extra bits over and above this. You see here? I've got some extra metal between the rim and the letters. Right up here. Is this a, there you go. Is it a cud? Now, we had this out the other day. Same down here. See this? Now, is it a cud or a chip? The size here tells me it's just the outer edge of the die is just kind of, splintering off, just chipping off. It's not a substantial break. I mean, you're talking, where's that measuring thingy? Where'd it go? It was right here all this time. It's always right here. Okay, you're going to see these little lines are 1/10 of a millimeter. Let's go this way. What are you talking here? You're talking 2/10 of a millimeter, 3/10 of a millimeter. From the big line, 1, 2, 3 lines down, that is a tiny, tiny little break. Oftentimes it's not as thick as the letters. But that's the only thing I'm seeing here. but there's a lot of them. Okay, here's another one here. Is it some damage? Did the coin take an impact and the metal gets shoved in? You'll see that sometimes. So we're gonna zoom it out. I'm gonna lift that up. Let's look at above the, oh, what was that? EPU here. Okay, where do we have that? Where did we have that? We had a little bit here. E pluribus. Are we seeing anything on the edge? The edge looks pretty uniform. Let's flip that over. Look at United. We'll move it through the plane of focus. Ta-da! Anything? The edge looks fine. All right, a little ding here and there. Come on, they spent this all over the place. They dropped it in their cars. They picked it up. I'm sure they kicked it across the floor every now and then. But you see, we have that a bit of chipping. There you go. You see that bit of chipping at of? Have we got anything on the rim that would shove metal that far in? I'm just not seeing it. That looks like a decent rim at that spot. Now, I had those 60s. Remember those the other day? Where would those go? This them? I think this might be them. I don't know what this box is. Is that him? There's nothing in here. Where'd they go? No. Oh, no. Yep, there they are. Now, Cuds on Coins has several of these. Is this going to work? Cuds on Coins has several of these, where they call it a Cud, but it's really just a die chip. If you look above the letters in Liberty, right, we have a chip, and this is inside a holder. Now, is it a Cud or is it a chip? It's right on the edge. Kind of meets the definition for both, but really a Cud is, the side of the die breaking off. And I don't think it quite is, of the magnitude that qualifies it as a Cud. But I've got die chips on the edge, so I'm going to look over at the Cuds on Coins and see if they have anything. Okay, 5864, but I don't find anything on this. Coin shows wear consistent with very fine, also some heavy contact marks. Date and IGWT show some evidence of rolling machine damage with lightly compressing the devices. Let's look at that real quick while we're here. You should see the lower ends of the dates a little flattened. Right across the 64. Right down the center of the letters. It's just kind of flattened out, rolled up. You might see something right here across the edge, and you kind of do, but it's kind of minor. It's not too bad. Okay, what makes this one stand out is this back. These chips all over the place. Reverse shows heavy die deterioration in the form of chips along the rim in USA. All right, there's no listing on Cuds on Coins. I suspect because the chips are minor. This is a circulated coin in typical condition with no remarkable features. But I got to mention these because they are, they're in there, but they're so darn small. Right? But they go around, a fair bit of the edge. You take a tin can, green beans or something, you set it on the table and you shove it around for, 6 weeks or something because it's just too darn lazy to put it away. You're going to get some wear on the bottom of that rim. Right? That's the same sort of thing that's happening with this die. They're using it, they take it out, they put it away for a while, bring it out, make some more. And I think it was just rough handling, and it could be some problems with the metal. Because you get a lot of these in the 60 to 64 in particular, and this is a 64. Okay, were they properly annealing the dies? Possibly not, but it's not big enough to really get too excited about it. It doesn't, nobody talks about these. It's not significant enough to bring up, a demand in the market. So no value added. That's what I've got on that one. Number 2, let's have a look at number 2, because that was number 1. Okay, number 2. Oh, what? For Christ's sakes. I didn't change the number. Okay, number 2. Yeah, I get nickel number 1 and nickel number 2. Nickel number 2 is right here. It's XF. No die variety found. No error found. Value is face. Candidate for certification is no. What do we got for notes? Coin shows wear consistent with extremely fine. I can zoom that out. Yeah, it's a decent looking nickel. You can put that in your album until you get a better one. I think I need to overhaul this camera and give it a little more attention here. Okay, there's light mechanical doubling on the obverse and IGWT. The reverse shows mechanical doubling on the left roof, 5 cents in USA. If I know there are anomalies, this is a circulated coin in better than average condition. Being the date mint mark has the highest mintage for the entire series, the grade brings no premium. But it's a decent looking coin. Let's find issues with it. You see anything? Minor blemishes. Maybe a little contact mark on his shoulder. Well, what is that part of him? Like an epaulet would be here. That's it? That's like it. Great luster. Good shape. Anybody be proud to have this? Right? I got some steps in here, not complete. The mint mark is right and tight. Oh, there's a contact mark. It's in great shape, but it's not worthy of getting certified by any means. It'll cost you $20 minimum. Right closer to 40. Okay, let's go in and have a look at the tight stuff. Don't mind that. That is too small to bother with. We want to see IGWT. Let's look for some MD. Right along the bottoms. On the left-ish. Inside the G. Inside the top of the G. I've got no splits. These are nice and sharp serifs. I've got no problem with this coin. I've got no die chipping on the rim. Alright, let's put a little shadow across there. It's a decent strike. Let's look at the Y. Those are nice and sharp all the way across. Nothing different on the star. Alright, your point on the 4. It's not a thing wrong with it. Okay, EPU. What can we see here? E pluribus. Let's try moving it through the frame. Nothing sticking out. No doubling, no issues. Shadow does nothing for me. Mint mark is right and tight. Anything wrong with this coin? Not a thing wrong with it. But they made, $1.5 billion of the darn things. So unless it's in, pristine shape, we're talking nothing wrong with it. No noticeable marks. It's just not going to draw a premium. Okay, but it'll look good, till you spend the big money. Okay, next one. We got a 1980D Washington quarter. Pretty good shape. Let's have a look here. That's why we wear the gloves when we do this. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, George's looking good here. Okay, condition. I give it MS64. I have very few blemishes, no trace of wear, and I'm looking in the hair, right, particularly around his ear, this big curl here. I'm looking for wear on a cheek. Have a look at this baby. Look at these fields. This is a splendid example. Okay, I got a few tiny contact marks. These probably showed up when the coin went into the hopper. This guy's been well protected, well cared for, and pretty much immobile for most of his career. There's a light contact right up here, right? Maybe a little tiny one on his jowl. The fields are wonderful. The color's even, right? Let's have a look at the back. Look at the breast and the bird. Look at his wingtips. This is sharp. There ain't a thing wrong here. Okay, wingtips, there's no wear. I give it MS64 just based on a few of these small. They're few and far between, but you do find an occasional mark right up here at the tip of the feather. Okay, that's the only thing kept it from Otherwise, I'd go with 65. If it only had 1 or 2, I'd go with 65. There's one down here, a little touch on the A, maybe in the R. Okay, not a thing wrong with it. I see no evidence of doubling. Let's see, MS64, no die variety found, no errors. Unfortunately, the value is low. Um, you can look up in the books, and it says, 50 cents. Well, it's double face value, which is kind of nice. Mushy strike? No, I'd say that's fairly strong. I've got full feathers across this guy. Let's look at his legs, because the legs are often, a spot, just the way the detail works. But I've got great detail on these side feathers. Ain't a thing wrong with this strike. I got, every bit of chest hair or chest feathers. The feathers are well separated, clear and sharp. I don't even have dye deterioration on these. Right? There's nothing wrong with this. It's a mint state. And I give it 64 just because of the blemishes. Some might give it 65. I give it 64. Even at 65, there's a little spot right there. Even at 65, you're looking at, maybe $1. Tip of that wing right there, 1982 was 1980 it was. They made plenty of the darn things. But all the serifs are right and tight. Right? The thickness is normal everywhere. The rim is uniform. The color's sound. The weight is right on. Let's have a look at that mint mark. All right. Now see the way the light kind of changes around the mint mark? Sometimes you throw that mint mark and you pound it in, and you kind of push in the area around the mint mark. Or another thing that happens, you punch in the mint mark and it bulges up like a furrow. And this is, well, everything you'd expect to see. Not a thing wrong with it. Yeah, that'll look great in your collection, in your album. I'm sure that's a fingerprint. That doesn't really detract. Liberty solid. It's a good coin. Not a thing wrong with it. Nothing anomalous. Just a few stray marks. All right, let's see what we got. Coin is uncirculated with original luster and sharp strike. Dye deterioration is minimal. There's a small rim nick on the obverse at 1 o'clock. Let's see, where's that? Yeah, that's that spot right in here we saw earlier. Let's see, contact marks are minimal. Owner listed gold tone, and maybe a little bit over here, right? And this camera is going to be hard to pick up the color. But also right over here, I've got that, the bit of fingerprint we saw earlier when we had, zoomed in. Somebody had onions. You can see just a touch of gold toning. And this is, well, normal. Smoke, onions, garlic, matchsticks. All these things are sulfurous. What are you going to do? They have a big sandwich, lots of onions for lunchtime. Sulfur is a common element, and it's yellow. You'll see it everywhere. Just a touch on the neck. Okay, where'd we go here? Coin exhibits a yellow tone on the left of the obverse. It is not obtrusive or distracting. There's a fingerprint on the right of the obverse. This, along with the rim ding, is the reason I did not assign MS65 to the coin. This is a problem-free mint state coin with light toning. There are no other remarkable features. I estimate the market value of this coin at $1. Okay, go with it. They get concaves around the mint mark. What does that? If I punch you in the chest, right? Is your chest gonna just be absorbed in the shape of my fist, or is your whole chest gonna push in? Right? If I throw a rock into a pond, I'm gonna have ripples. I'll have a depression where the rock goes in, but I'm gonna have ripples. Same sort of idea. It happens pretty quick, and it just doesn't keep on going. That's the way the metal deforms. There you go. I'm pushing an object into a coin, into a die, and I'm displacing the metal. So how's it gonna react? It's got to go someplace. So sometimes it forms a ridge. Sometimes the whole thing will cave in. Oh, let's see. 99 next. Is that the one? Yep. This is a 99D Connecticut State Copper. No, State Quarter. I get AU details on this guy. Die variety, C notes C and F. Okay, here we are. I get a few, bigger blemishes, right there on his face. He's got the Scarface thing going on here. Right. That's kind of a bigger one. Okay, let's have a look at the general shape. Just a touch of finning down here. This is fit. Let's see, where's it start? Starts around here. Now, this finning is where it comes with the metal gets between the die and the collar. There you go. There's some more contacts. There's a longer one. Let's look at the back. It's yellow. Old yeller, that baby is yellow. All right. Now I got some weird crap here. That's a depression. I got these little tiny black spots. These are consistent with fingerprints. Right. It's consistent with splattering or wet fingers or something making contact. Let's see if we can see the color on this real quick. Can we see the yellow on there? Let's look at that, that nice shining 80 so I can compare the color. That look yellow to you? Normal over there, old yeller. So this person is asking, is it a foreign planchet? Okay. Let me check the weight first. What's the weight on a quarter? Because I don't think I wrote it down. Oops. I think I'll zero this scale out first. And turn it on. I'll just zip that over. Dum-da-dum. It already says 0, but I'm going to hit the tare button anyway. Yep, that went in. And I get 0.0 grams. Can we read it? Oh, hell no. What do we do? Shade it? Let's have a look. 0.0 with the quarter. I got 5.72. Okay. Take it off for a bit. It's at 0. Let's do it again. I've got 5.73. All right. Let's weigh it 3 times so we'll get 2 that say the same thing. I got 0. I put it on. I've got 5.72. Okay. That's pretty darn consistent, and it's also well within the limits of production. You say 6.25? Well, that's all fucked up then. All right, let's see what we got. $6.25. Well, it says 5.72. Okay, I'm gonna have to check this one out again. However, as far as the yellowness, I don't suspect it's a different composition because it's not on the darn rim. Right? It's only on the flat. It's not on the rim. The rim is a normal nickel color. Now, if that's a clad, shouldn't the rim or the edge be the same color as the flat section? All right, let's look at the weight again. 5.74. Should be 6 1/4. Okay, I got to make a note here. I'll check that out. 1/2 gram light. Well, it's not supposed to be 1/2 gram light. Let's look at it more, see what else is going on. Okay, look at the edge here. I can't even see it. Now, you probably get away with about 0.2 grams, but 0.5? No, that's going to be underweight. Okay, here's your edge. Edge is the same color as the field, as the flat section. Or, excuse me, the other way around. The edge is the same color as it should be. Right? One side's nice and nickel-y color. The other one's old yeller. But this yellow color does not extend to the edge on that cladding. So that's a contaminant. There's your yellow color. Alrighty, how come I missed that 0.5? That bothers the hell out of me. Usually I catch that first thing. Here we got a good looking coin otherwise. But right in here, You get to watch this. Just inside this loop. That should be flat. That should be a flat area. But here I've got some extra metal. Can we see this rise? You see this extra metal right in there. Okay, talking with people about this particular aspect, we can't decide if it's a double die or if it's, well, a design element, effectively a design extension anomaly, much like you have on the Lincoln or the wavy steps. You get these on 99s, and pretty much that's it. But they come in different shapes, right? Different heights, different textures. So we're going to call this SUXA. It's not a WUFO. That's Wexler. We call it a UXA, unidentified, unexplained anomaly, because we have this extra bit of metal right inside here. And I've got 3 of these in a row, which is pretty darn peculiar. I'm going to have to give this one another look and decide what's going on with that ½ gram. So we got a quarter here. A regular quarter. Let's see what we got for thickness. I'm going to lay hers on top of mine. Diameter is a fine match. That's going to be, you can lay them on top, 1/4 on top of another, and you'll be within a millimeter if it's, you know, if it's right. You can judge that much distance by eye. Yeah, let's try to get that right. That's pretty picky. Otherwise, you just measure the darn thing. I got the tool here for that. And I compare now the thickness, and I got hers on top. Come on, let's go up. So that's going to be on my thumb side. Yeah, so I'd have to measure this to see if there's a difference in thickness, but it looks pretty darn good right now. All right. ½ gram, something this wide. It's not going to really make it a lot of difference on the thickness. But if it is light by ½ gram, okay, that's going to be noteworthy, and I'll have to update my assessment. But otherwise, all I can see, all I can make out as far as the coloring, this discoloration, is a contaminant. The spots, well, they kind of say, somebody fingered up this coin real good. Grease. What do you got? A sandwich. So maybe they're working on firewood or some darn thing. There's 100 sources for sulfur out there. And that would give it a deep yellow color. We had that set. Oh, here you go. This is neat. Remember that proof set from the other day? Well, that one is split. It's cracked. We'll go home. I'm going to put her coin right on top. Now, you've got one that's been in the proof set case, what year is this? For 12 years. Okay. And it's bright damn yellow, just like hers. It might be a different, tone of the yellow, but it's a similar yellow color. There's a spot on these things. Can you make this focus? Ever? Can you ever make this focus? See the yellow on that? So there's no contaminant on that. Hers has a bit more coverage, right, but the edge does not have the coloring. Power back on. Well, outstanding, Cindy. Oh, I hate when the power goes out. I keep water on hand in a few jugs, because if I lose water, or if I lose power, I'm on a well, so that thing ain't pumping. So can't flush the toilet, can't drink, can't make coffee? Are you shitting me? I got enough water in the house to make coffee for a week. And that gives me time to crawl down to the river and refill them jugs before I, run out of coffee. So right now, barring the difference in the weight, which we just discovered, I'm going to measure that again. Okay, I'm going to give it a tear. Yep. And the weight here, 5.73. That's light. Huh. Nifty. but the coloration doesn't. It doesn't give me any alarms. No flag goes up from the coloration. That seems to be a contaminant. Okay. There is fitting on the reverse centered at 10 o'clock. Reverse lacks luster. Rather than toning, the entire surface appears to be covered in a film of contaminant, giving it a yellow color. I suspect a candle, smoke, or cooking be the source of the contaminant. You know, the most common things you have. While the toning is unremarkable in the result of the surface contaminant, the DDO makes the coin a novel find. And I'm going to change that because it's not DDO. We're going to call it a UXA, an unexplained anomaly. The DDO is minor and common. I do find a lot of those. Being that I have come across a large number of specimens with the same doubling, I conclude is a doubled working die or doubled working hub. The damage on the reverse gives me no reason to estimate a value greater than face. There's the reverse damage. That was that blemish over there at 4 o'clock, I believe. Home. Oh, scope. There you go. That bit down the bottom. Right in here. Yeah. Let's see. Discussions with associates suggest the anomaly seen in the hair is more likely a design extension anomaly and not a double die. Until the debate is settled, this anomaly is listed as SUXA until a precise determination can be made or the anomaly removed from the files. That's what we've got. So, no additional value here. Okay. Next, where did 1980 go? My God, I've lost her quarter. No, I put it over on the right side there. There you go, it was one card over. Okay. Underweight. Underweight. Oh. How does this happen? How does that? I'm writing a lot. Never buy pens from Walmart. Man, they got nothing good. How can you have a whole store, nationwide chain, and just selling crap? Okay, next up. Well, we better check the weight on this while I'm here. What do you got? 5.66. That's it. I'm going to check right now. Okay. Come on. Load. Hello. Respond. The computer does not respond to me. I hate this computer. It's a 1999D Delaware State quarter in AU condition. Again with that yellowing. Not as bold. Oh, God. How long is this going to take to load? The hell with it. I can't make that load. Where's the red book? It's so much easier just to look up there. Okay, quarter. Where are you? There you go. Quarter, clad, state quarters. Okay, go back one. Alrighty, weight, copper nickel issue 5.67. This is correct. Alright, not underweight. Not underweight. 5.67 is correct weight on those. I don't memorize this stuff. Do you? Why memorize it when you can look it up? Yeah. Yeah, 5.67 is correct weight on a quarter. All right, that's not just to hell with that. Okay, what do we got next here? Let's have a look. Home. Yeah. Let's have a look at this. This is a 1999 Delaware quarter. That's it. You can see the yellowing. A few spots, but not doesn't have the, you know, the shotgun blast effective spots that the other one had. There's some areas that do not have this discoloration. There's a stripe here from the head through the lettering. Right? If you look at the, whoops, lost it. If you look at some of the high points here, where wear would occur on the over the hips and legs of the horse here, right, on the head of the horse and the shoulder. Come on. I could get something with a lip on it so I can tilt these up. You look at his arm, his leg on the fellow on Roddy's. Some of the letters. It doesn't have the same discoloration. It's worn off. Well, it's not going to be a different metal if the color wears off. That's what we have. It's AU. Let's get to the next page here. Let's see. Error, none found. Dye variety, C note, C and H. And you know exactly what that's going to talk about. Can you see it right in there? Right in here, that little bit. Okay, coin shows wear consistent with the bottom circulated, but it has several scrapes and impact marks on the reverse. Obverse has much of the original luster on the obverse has much of the original luster on the obverse only. Rewrite this. I'm going to work on my penmanship. Okay. B, owner lists reversed gold tone, and it is. It does have a gold tone. Coin shows extra metal to the left of the hair and the tail just above the neckline. It is minor, not documented, except by me. And again, you can see it right in there. Okay, is it specific to the year? Is it a design extension anomaly, or is it a double dye? Well, if it's double dyed, expected to be up here at the ear. All right, but there are instances where you have doubling a little bit off center. If I can tilt it right, you're looking just inside that curve. And let's look for some raised metal, which you got. There it is, but it's not the same pattern. It's slightly off from the previous coin. Okay, where are you? The same hair anomaly presents as with the other 99 specimens listed as SCWXA001 until a precise determination can be made where the anomaly be removed from my files. Okay, the blue toning on the obverse. Wait a minute, what's that? That's Connecticut. The next one's Connecticut. I'm up here. Okay, this finning on the obverse, centered at 10 o'clock. Let's look at the finning. Get to me. Sent it at 10 o'clock. I don't think that's the right coin. D. Delaware. Yeah. That's Delaware. AU condition. C no C and F. Yeah, there we go. I was reading the right stuff. Okay. Coin shows wear consistent with the bottom circulated, but has several scrapes and impact marks on the reverse. Let's find those scrapes and impact marks. Got some crap over here. Let's go out. Owner list reverse gold tone. Coin shows extra metal to the left of the hair. Yep. There you go. You get a few minor scrapes over there by first state. Oh, maybe on the leg of the horse. Not too bad. There is finning on the obverse, centered at 10 o'clock. Can we see that? Pretty darn minor, but you can kind of see it. Just like an outside line. Right around the edge. Okay. Reverse lacks luster. Rather than toning, the entire surface appears to be covered in film and contaminant. Okay, while the tonings are remarkable, the result of surface contaminant, DDO makes a coin novel fine. DDO is minor and uncommon. Okay. Damage on the reverse can be no reason to estimate the value greater than face. Discussion with associates. Okay, here we go. Until the debate is settled. Yep. Oh, I have to hit enter here. Yeah, because I starts right in the middle. Weight is 5.62, which is well within the production tolerances of expected at 5.67. So we'll come back over here. Home. There you go. Let's see if we can see this. It should say 5.62. 5.66. Okay, well it's 0.04. That's fairly accurate. It's probably linked from the glove. There's added mass. Let's try, take it off. Let it do its thing. I'll hit tear again and measure it again. That's 5.67, which is the expected weight of that thing. Okay, so that golden toning, again, it doesn't match the rim. That's just a discoloration from a contaminant. So I got nothing there. Let's see. Next is the 1999P New Jersey. That's this one here. There you go. There's your P, New Jersey. I got some dings on this one. AU details, and you're going to see that that's, you know, that big one over there in front of his face. That's a big ding. C note C variety. You know exactly what that's going to be. Okay. Pretty slick. So far, so good. Looks pretty normal. All right. C note C. And I spent 8 hours on this coin. Coin shows wear consistent with a button circulating. Scratch above Washington's eye, die gouges on the obverse and reverse strongly suggest a third-party grading service would assign a details grade. Yeah, with that, you know it. Okay, owner lists the coin as, you ready? No copper. That. There is no copper seen on this coin. Huh? Okay, let's have a look. Anything inside these deep gouges? Okay, keep going. Okay, the same hair anomaly, right? You still got that bit right inside the hair. Same thing down there. Now, the edge shows no trace of a copper core. Edge is uniform in color with no trace of cladding. Weight is 5.7. Let's get over there and weigh that again. That's a different one. Okay, home. There's the weight. We're at 0. And we're off. And I've got 5.69. All right, let me take that off. Reset it to 0. It's 0. We'll put it on. 5.68. Okay, plus or minus a couple of grains of rice. There, 5.7 when it warms up. That's again within tolerances of 5.67. What's going on? Is it copper? Is it no copper? Is it plated? Is it foreign planchet? Is it silver? It's not silver. Silver is much heavier. Okay, 5.7 is consistent with a quarter planchet specifications with a target weight of 5.67. Scale accuracy is plus or minus 0.005. Maximum variance of this coin is 0.025 grams. The allowed tolerance is 0.19 grams. There's no evidence of silver contact, no color match, no difference in magnetic interaction. I do not have access to a spectrograph. Okay, that would be my next thing. Shine some light on there and check the absorption spectra and see what you get. I'm suspecting you're going to get either platinum or chrome, but this does not look like chrome. I'm unable to determine the composition of the planchet. Size and weight are correct for a U.S. quarter. They're struck on nickel stock. Okay, dude, I did the math on this, right? If it was struck on nickel stock for a quarter-size planchet, let's say they took nickel stock and punched out a bunch of quarters, right? Well, first off, you ought to have 50,000 of the darn things, and I'm not seeing a record of that. But what's the difference in weight? If that were nickel stock, let's see, where the hell are you there? Let me pull that up. Where the hell did that go? Is it in, where'd I put it? In here, maybe? Well, it won't, come on, do something. The computer won't. There, okay. Okay, you ready? We did the math. We being me. I'll talk like I'm part of a team. Okay, we'll go to the screen. The spreadsheet. Okay, here you go. Give me some fly. No, that's something else. Click. Okay, for nickel, you've got 8.908 grams per cubic centimeter. For copper, I've got 8.96 grams per cubic centimeter. Now, this thing, I measured it, has a diameter of 24.26 centimeters. It's got a thickness of 1.75. I've got a total cubic centimeters of 0.809. Okay, well, that's right on. Great, good enough. For nickel, the gram, if this thing were, let's see, grams of nickel, that measured quarter. Okay, the weight of a nickel is 5 grams. Weight of a quarter is 5.67. Now this guy, let's say it's 83% nickel and 91.7% copper. I should have 7.244. Now that's based on the entire thing being effectively a hockey puck sized planchet with a diameter of 25.26 and a thickness 1.7. So here I just took the the hockey puck shape instead of the planchet weight and said what would the difference be? It was made in there. It should be 7.244. If the whole thing was done in nickel stock with 25% nickel, 75% copper, then it would weigh 7.237. The difference is less than 1%. It's 0.097%, which is less than the accuracy of this scale. So I can't weigh and come up with a different, I can't weigh it and decide if it's nickel or if it's, clad, because that difference in weight, if it was an entirely nickel planchet, would be within the tolerances of the weight of the quarter. Okay, so that is no good. Okay, what are my options? Let's go home. There you go. It's clad on clad. I think nickel, right? That would be the easy answer. What else is out there? Plating. How about plating? Okay, there are platinum plated quarters out there. Why somebody would plate a D? Well, they got sets out there. You can have the whole darn thing plated in gold, but the plating does not add enough weight. It would not be measurable. Okay, platinum is going to look this color, right? It's a white metal. I've got fair luster. There's nothing gleaming or brilliant or, ooh la la about this. It could be platinum. Nickel plating, why would you do that? It's already nickel to begin with. Chrome tends to have a lot more shine than this guy. I don't think this is chrome, but chrome is the most common thing. But I can't prove it. I spent 8 hours on this coin. Seriously, white gold? No. White gold is gold plus silver, where the color of the silver becomes a dominant color. I don't have anything. I've got no evidence. The only way to tell what this is made out of is put it under a spectrograph, or I could do a scratch test. But I'm not going to alter the coin with a scratch test. Aluminum, negative. Who would plate it with aluminum? Besides, what you need more voltage to melt the aluminum than you do anything else. The plating of the platinum would be the easy answer. A nickel planchet would be easy, but then you'd have to have a whole lot of them. And I see no reports of nickel quarters coming out, or clad, non-clad quarters, because you'd have to take the sheet of nickel and put it where put it in place where you punch out the quarters, and there's a difference in the thickness there. No, I think my best solution is it was probably plated, but I cannot come up with a definitive answer. Okay, I do not have access to a spectrograph. I'm unable to determine the composition of this planchet. Size and weight are correct for a U.S. quarter. If it struck a nickel stock, my measurements would be expected to be no different. The difference in weight between clad stock and nickel stock for a quarter-sized planchet is less than the production tolerance. Plating is a possible explanation. There have been quarters plated with platinum. There is no discernible difference in color, especially after the affected coin has been circulated, which this one has. Plating does not add appreciable mass to the coin. I would not be able to measure a difference in the weight if it was plated. I'm unable to determine the nature of this coin, hence I'm unable to assign a value. I put in several hours with this coin and come up with no definitive answer. I can do nothing with this coin. It's got me beat. This has stumped me. Have you ever done the math on what it would weigh if it was made of nickel? Geez, I had to look that one up. No, you got me beat. I don't know. I can give you no answer in this coin. So keep it for now. Wouldn't be awestruck of it. Wouldn't it be awestruck? No, not a nickel planchet, right? They took the nickel stock, the big roll of metal, all right, and instead of putting in the clad roll of metal and punching out the quarter planchets, I'm thinking, could they have, put in a nickel metal and then punched out the quarter planchets? Well, that's That's an odd situation there. The easy answer is it was plated, right? The nickel roll, somebody goofed up real bad, and that one doesn't really fly, and there would be no way to measure it. But it'd be a quarter planchet on nickel stock rather than a quarter planchet on clad stock. But they would roll that to a different thickness. You got me beat. I don't know. I cannot tell. I'm working on it. I'll have to get a spectrograph. They're only a couple, $3 grand. Give it time. I'll get there, and maybe I could tell. The easy answer: it was plated by a high school kid somewhere. Lemonhead says, "I got my keys. Where the hell's my wallet? I'm right out of Florida. There it is. It's not going anywhere. Well, actually, it is. I'm going to pack this all up and send it. I've been hoping to get this video done so I can get this back to Ginger, because she won the big show 2 weeks ago now, and it's time to get that stuff out to her. So I'm going to take all these coins, put them back in the original holders they came in, and go from there. I got to type up that report again because I wrote on it, and there's a couple of typos. Where'd that one go? Yeah, there you go. There's a typo. See, I didn't hit the return right there. So there's G and H, and then I's in the middle, and then J's down. So I gotta type that up again. Not too bad of an issue. Oh, I can't go drinking anymore, man. Back in the day, I was good, but now I open a beer and wake up the next morning on the couch and half the beer is sitting there. I've lost my touch. I don't have it anymore. And that is what we have. This cost her $5 per coin. Geez, I feel bad that I didn't find anything of any practical or significant value. The 80D is kind of nice. This one has me stumped. But by God, we put the time in and did the best we could. You drive, then I'll drink. You can drink for both of us. That'll work. Okay. So that's what we have. That is an inspection report. Now I've got another one coming up. Oh, this one's really neat. I haven't taken these out yet. Eric sent these in. And the first one's really cool. I did take a look at that one for just a bit. Where'd we go? Should be on this side. Oh, did you see this? We got a steel penny in here. What's that? Is that a steel penny planchet? I'm thinking no. Okay, wants to know if that's an RPM. We can look at that real quick. Let's see. Yep. You tell me if you can see it. And that's RPM number 1. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, maybe not number 1, but it's an RPM. See how easy that is to pick out when it is an RPM? Oh, yeah, of course it is. Okay. You got some dimes here that are in pretty darn good shape. And he's wondering, is it full bands? And we'll give that a good hard look, and I'll tell him what I think. All right. Is it full bands? Oh, so close, so close. So close. We'll have a look. Where'd that one go? Oh, here it is. This is the coolest thing. Knockout from a 5S box. Ding, ding, ding. We got a winner. Okay. I gotta figure this one out. This one's gonna be tough. All right, you get coin trivia. This is what I get for coin trivia. What is this coin? That's Constantinus. It's not Constantine 2. It's not Constantine 3. It's Constantine Maximus. The big guy. He's the Holy Roman Emperor of the Eastern Empire. But I'm going to take this old corroded piece and try to find out when and where it was made. And that one's going to be tough. Real tough. There's just enough here to make it. There's just enough here that I can get some clues. But an absolute answer is going to be very difficult. Okay. It's an old bronze. acid. Oh, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching these with acid. So this will be my next trick. And it's been here about a week. That's homework. Gosh. You guys got it easy. We give you things like, you know, when was the last Lincoln made with a weight of 3.11? That's easy trivia. This stuff's hard, man. This is hard. Yeah. So it takes study and stuff. We'll get there. Hold on, I might have that. Put it back up. I'll put it away. That's good for now. Okay, I gotta pack these up and get them gone. That's my thing. You guys are saying talk. Well, look, I gotta get a nap in because I got a big show. I slept all day yesterday, so there was no coin class. Yep. And we'll go from there. That's the inspection, guys. I want to thank you for stopping in and putting up and listening and watching. And if you got some coins you want to send in, you'll find a link in the description here that'll take you to my blog. And in the blog, you'll have you know, the whole explanation of what you can do, how to do it, where to send them, you know, what it costs, and go from there. Focus 602.60. Around 300 AD looks to be more appropriate. I'll check it. I don't have all my notes in front of me. Yep. Thank you, Cindy. And I'll get your things out. Shipping will be Monday because they don't ship on Sundays around here. 4.46, that's way too small. They get abused. They used to peel off the bits of the metal and make a cup or stuff. Good job. Always learning from you. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. You'll get there, man. You'll be doing this when I'm done with it. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot. Let me get this stuff put away. There's plenty of it, let me tell you. We'll see you later.